Alright. I think it's good. Sorry about that.
That's alright.
Alright, cool. What's up, guys? Corellis here, and welcome back to another episode of Yo Talk. Today's episode, I am joined by the very famous, very influential, probably one of my favorite yo-yoers, Jensen Kimmitt.
Yeah, what up?
No.
Yo, I'm here too.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We also have Charles Haycock here. I forgot that he was on. So how you guys doing?
I'm alright, how are you?
I'm good. Been doing a lot of stuff lately. We're gonna get into first. I always start out with the non-yo-yoing questions. So
Yo, I don't have another life, bro. It's all yo-yo or nothing.
all right, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I agree. All right, nothing else then.
No, I'm just kidding.
Since Charles was kind of like the last minute thing, I didn't really know he would be on it. But it's cool that he's there. The interview is going to be focused around Jensen because I haven't really prepared any questions for Charles.
I'll play my role as a side piece.
Yeah, exactly. That'll work.
I'm the hot side piece.
Yeah.
Shit.
So, all right. So we're going to start with. I want to get into ask you about your music, as I create music myself and I really enjoy your music. Actually, me and my friend, we used to listen to one of your old songs from like 2014. I don't know if you remember it, but Brave Little Toaster.
Oh yeah, nice. Old
Yeah.
school stuff.
Yeah. If you guys don't know, he makes music, very good music in general. So when did you discover making music, and why do you make music?
Well, I kind of always was around music growing up. I grew up with my grandparents mostly, and my grandma was always playing piano. I think my grandpa played the clarinet, and like music and like art was kind of always in the house, and so it sort of just like got into me by osmosis. But I remember when I was in like junior high, we had like this old organ, and my friend and I would try and make like techno songs on it, like joke techno songs. And then I guess that was like my start into like making stuff. And then from there, I kind of always wondered like how you make hip hop, and like it's always kind of a mystery because it's not like you can discern like one instrument or whatever from the genre. So I had a friend, his name's Matt Zastry, and he introduced me to sampling and lent me like a a pad system where I could like press the pad and it would make a sound. And from there, I just kept playing with it. And like I don't really consider myself a musician, but I just like play with noises. So that was probably like maybe 2011 or something like that.
Yeah, I've been making music actually since like 2012. I first started using like the old GarageBand on my old iPod Touch, which I don't think, I don't think it counted, but it was still pretty cool. But now I got a MIDI keyboard. It's actually loaded up right now because before this I've been working on a bunch of music lately. It's pretty much the same. But like the thing is, my dad used to make music, so he's like with your friend how he got you into it. It's probably what my dad did with me, which is pretty cool.
He gave you the foundation, and then from there you just sort of played with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah, there it is. So that's pretty much it for non-yo-yoing questions. Well, actually, no, it's not. I was gonna not say this because it's weird, but I will give you an option between these two things. This happens with all my guests. So, do you like can openers or shears?
Like for what?
Just in general. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking.
I don't know. I don't really have a preference, to be honest.
All right, that's good. Good to have an open mind about those things. Yeah, I has weird shit like that on mine all the time.
Oh, that's cool, man.
All right. So that's the non-yo-yoing questions. So now, we're going to get into your yo-yo company. So when did you start? It's I know it's ART, but I forgot what it stands for. Like,
well, we try to make it as confusing as possible.
Really?
We don't really want to like name it anything, but I guess this world, you have to name it something.
Yeah.
So we kind of just put A, and so A can be or A, or stand for art, or stand for alternate, or alternate. So, like, whatever, it's kind of whatever you want it to be, and, like, whatever anyone says, I'm sort of like, oh, no, it's not that, it's this. It's just, I don't know. I just don't want it to be as serious as most people make it. I find, like, at the beginning, you're like, oh, yeah, my name rules, and then you want to thing. And then later, it kind of, like, cages you in creatively, and you're trying to stick to your branding that you don't even care about from 5 years ago. So that's like our concept. Our concept is that to have a concept that can remain dynamic. So whatever we're changing into, the brand can also change into that as well.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love your company so far. I'm glad that you guys aren't like being like really like crazy formal and be like, here, have this, but like you're just like, here you go, it's good, do what you need to do. Yeah. Most of your I guess since I'm in America, I call them yo-yos. You call them return tops. But most of them, all of them actually, they all look great. The one I've mainly wanted to try for the longest time since it came out is the Grail, aka Tiny Little Bowl.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks amazing. I've never gotten a chance to try it though. I want to try. I'm probably gonna, if I can, like next release. I don't know when, but I'll probably try and buy one.
Cool. Yeah, we got more on order now. We're in queue, but not sure when we'll actually get some.
Yeah, they all look awesome. Props to you guys for doing it because it's really good.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right, so that's pretty much the gist of your company. We go into your style of yo-yoing, which, in my opinion, probably one of my favorite. I love flow with yo-yoing. Not to say that I don't like anything like other than flow, but like your kind of style is just kind of like the most mesmerizing in general with yo-yoers. So my question for this is, how would you define a yo-yoer as having flow?
That's a good question and a hard question to answer. Like, it's hard to say that, like, no one really has flow, and obviously when you compare people together, like, you can take someone who has a lot of flow and put them next to someone who has even more flow, and it'll make them look choppy, so it's objective and relative to other people, but to me it's mostly, it boils down to rhythm. So some people are able to set, they'll be able to use elements that are similar, and they'll piece them together in a way that sort of like are proportioned correctly in order to be digested visually. So it's probably like as best as I could break it down into like impartial terms. It's essentially just like what makes a piece of music catchy. It's like anyone can play the notes, and anyone can play the notes in rhythm or play the notes technically well, but some people, their soul kind of shines through when they do the process, and to me that's probably like the key to the whole thing that sort of sets it off, is like you have to have enough technical proficiency in order to understand the language of yo-yoing and yo-yo tricks, and then from there you have to develop a style in order to sort of make sentences and paragraphs from the little words and phrases that you've collected from other people. And then from there, once you have those two things as your foundation, you sort of become an artist of using those pieces, and then you can sort of paint what's inside of your own experience as a human being. So I don't know, that's like sort of the entirety of it.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, that was an insane description. That's like words of wisdom from like
thanks,
an old like grandmaster. That's really cool. I like, the thing is with me, I kind of like it. Every time I yo-yo, it 100% depends on the type of music that's playing, if there's music. Because if there's like really, like, I don't know, like an upbeat song, like, I don't know, EDM or something, then I'll be going like really fast, choppy. But then if it's like something like lo-fi hip hop or something, I'll be a flow master.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
And adapting to just what's in your environment, or art imitates life, and life
Mm-hmm.
imitates art, and they inform each other. So
Yeah. All right, that's awesome. Everybody always wants to ask this. I have to say it. It's always on every list. You probably heard it a million times by everybody, but what is your favorite yo-yo?
I don't really have one. Like, there's like, I guess like different favorites from different eras or like groups of favorites. But I don't know if I could ever just choose one. Like, two yo-yos that I haven't been able to like give away, and I gave away like my entire collection of yo-yos, is probably like a Killer Bee that I got from John Higby when I was like 13,
Oh.
and that's sort of like more of a sentimental piece. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't really even look at it as a yo-yo. It's like, you know, something like more like a badge of something that I earned or a trophy or something like that. But yeah, it's more like from someone I still respect to this day. And also, I have a 28 Stories Peak, which was like the first yo-yo that I ever got sponsored when
That's
I was
awesome.
on Curb. So I kept that around too. And you know, same thing for Chris McCoolin. Like, just keeping like two yo-yos that like meant too much to me to let go, and all the others were kind of derivative of those two yo-yos.
Yeah.
I guess they sort of symbolize like the two eras in my life. And I also have like some North Stars and a Superstar, like one of the red Superstars that I did when I was at Yo-Yo Factory.
Awesome.
So not necessarily like my favorite yo-yos,
Oh, yeah.
but like I guess like pieces of my personal history. I guess.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I can totally see that.
Flying
Like,
Camel's tight. Like Flying Camel's a really dope yo-yo. There's so many. There's so many. I can't like start after that. But
Yeah.
Flying Camel definitely deserves a shout out too.
That's awesome. Yeah, I got a bunch of sentimental ones here. Probably not as old as the ones you've had, but actually the oldest one I have, I don't really know if it's even that old, but it's an original COIW Puffin. I think it was one of the first runs in gold.
Oh, tight.
Yeah. I feel like I've like used it before, because like I remember with Mike Fasano at the Yolex Club in Reno. I think he may have had it, but it's gone around the block so much that it ended up in a dude's hands at Nationals, and I ended up trading it with him. So now I have it.
Fasano's tight. I like that guy.
Yeah, dope.
Oh, yeah.
Son-
Shout out to Fasano.
So the next one I always ask about people. To people, what is something you don't like in the yo-yoing community?
I don't know. I'm in like a pretty good spot with the yo-yo community right now. There was a time when I was like pretty disgruntled, and I guess that was like me projecting my own dissatisfaction onto the culture. But I mean, there's stuff I can complain about. I guess like in any organization, or you know, when something gets big enough, it kind of becomes an institution or like a social movement.
Yeah.
So like yo-yoing in that way, it becomes, you know, sometimes dogmatic, where people will do things just because they worked and have always worked, even if there's something better that's like obviously being presented. I think like people will protect the position that they have in order to maintain their social status instead of pushing the culture forward. So sometimes I guess it's just like egos get in the way of the greater good. But I don't think that's, you know, like a yo-yo related to problems so much as like a social problem. When any group of people get together, it gets like that. So, you know, my own ways I've sort of dealt with that and battled against it, and everyone has their, you know, path to take in this world, and I don't know what other people's trips are on. I barely even know what my own's about, so I guess that would be the only thing. It's just like sometimes power structures just become a little too self-protective, and then it slows down like the progress for everybody else. But it's no big deal.
Oh, cool. That's pretty humble. Like, I have a lot of things I could say about it right now. Mainly one thing. I mean, I could say this. I've said this on every podcast I've done now. I'm not a fan of finger spins when it sacrifices playability in yo-yos.
I am the finger spins.
Yeah, finger spins are a good symbol of that, I guess.
Oh yeah.
And it's like I don't know, it's kind of a safe trick is impressive to people who don't necessarily know like the hardcore of yo-yoing.
Oh, yeah.
But then again, it's you know, I suck at finger spins, to be honest, and I know how hard they are. It's like kind of like horizontals when I was doing them.
Yeah.
And I got really good at them because they scored a lot of points and people got impressed by them.
Mm-hmm.
And people hated that back in the day because they thought it was point whoring or whatever. So, like,
Yeah.
I'd be a hypocrite to totally hate on it, but I definitely understand how some people feel about finger spins.
I mean, I do like them. But I have actually seen recently a few yo-yos that have come out that sacrifice playability for finger spins, and like the only thing they can do is finger spin. They're okay yo-yos, but they didn't really do like a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
Where, like, in anything, it's like that's just an imbalanced like product. Is like you made something that was maybe a good concept,
Mm-hmm.
and like, but it didn't necessarily translate to the market completely. Or maybe it was a great product and just a bad yo-yo. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe they sold a ton of widgets and
Yeah.
like the yo-yoers didn't really like it, but they don't really care. So.
Totally.
And I can't really fault that either. It's like,
No.
if you're just here to do business, like, I'm not really, like, about that, but, like, I can't really hate either, because I know, like, we gotta eat in this world.
Yeah, exactly.
People are just annoyed because it's like finger spins are pop, which just means that they're popular.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in your face all dates. But they're actually pretty cool if you
Yeah, I love them.
see 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm sure that there's finger spins that we haven't seen that are actually really dope, but,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
there's people that are avoiding showing them because they know the connotation to
Yeah.
they don't want to rock a friend or...
Yeah.
Can I give a shout out to Christian Kaluza
Yeah, shouts
for
out
doing
to
the
Chris.
first finger spins before anyone ever did them?
Oh.
And he got hated on for
He got hated on. He was doing it on yo-yos with like nipples and shit. It was really hard.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, he was doing some crazy shit back
Yeah.
then, and like everyone was overlooking it because
Yeah.
he was kind of like, I don't know, an eccentric guy. But we always loved hanging out with Christian ever since like 2008.
Yeah, 2009 I met him, I think.
Yeah, Christian on the beats,
Yeah.
Christian on the mic.
Yeah. People think finger spins are recent. They're not. Like, they've been around for a really long time. People thought, I'm pretty sure people think like the Horizon's what started finger spins. Well, I think it's what it's what popularized finger spins. But I know they've been around for a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's usually how it works. Like the innovator just gets ignored, and like the guy who popularized it gets attached to the concept.
Yeah.
But it's art. Like, art is theft, and if you can get away with it, that's art.
Yeah. So that kind of segues. What's your opinion on the new North Star, the North Star finger spin?
Oh yeah, I saw that. I don't know, like, whatever. I'm all about the family, get your money, you know, but it's not my favorite thing in the world, I guess, personally.
Mm-hmm.
I got kind of screwed over on the North Star thing, but,
Oh.
like, no water under the bridge at this point, then I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I tried it at Nationals, and to be honest, it's like, I love the old North Star. It's one of my favorite. It used to be one of my favorite yo-yos when I had one, but this one, it's unstable. Kind of sucks, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know, I haven't tried it, so
Yeah.
I can't, shouts out to Yo-Yo Factory, do you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that, like, checkpoint pivot or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that is cool. Like that, I think that's taking advantage of the finger spin like cup. That's actually making the performance better. I like the hollow body idea.
Like, balance of the two concepts, where it's like you can use this to make a yo-yo more stable and then also do finger spins
Oh
really
yeah,
well.
that's what I like.
Plus,
Yeah.
It was a cool looking yo-yo too.
Oh
Like,
hell yeah, it does. It looks awesome. I'd totally get one right now if I had any money, but nah.
I feel you, dude.
Yeah.
Hard on the boulevard. Times is hard.
Hell yeah. I'm just browsing Yo-Yo Expert right now, just looking at a bunch of new releases.
Hard.
Oh damn. There's a new Yo-Yo Officer, Hatchet Plus, and Zeal. Damn it. Oh shit. No. Oh no. Word. Damn it. My document just crashed. I gotta open it again.
It's alright, man. No rush.
It's good. Thanks. In the meantime, while it loads up again, what other things? Actually, I want to talk to Charles.
Yeah.
Hey. Alright, so I'll do kind of like a little cameo interview with you.
Sure, man.
Yeah, sorry, Charles. That was kind of my fault. I was like, oh yeah, the last minute, and I didn't realize.
No, it's fine. It's still cool to have more than one person. So Charles, explain to me the way you create tricks.
Well, it's kind of just like I like zoning out, using yo-yo to zone out as a form of relaxation and thought, like kind of, creative exploration, but not consciously. Like it's not like you're just kind of playing around. So I'll just stand and like watch a TV show or listen to music and not think about anything, and then I'll just notice myself doing certain elements.
Wow.
And then usually what I do is like after every 2 or 3 months, I'll just film whatever I've been playing around with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of just all these different nugs and different small pieces. And then I'll like edit it into more chunks, like visually. I'll make a video and I'll be like, okay, well maybe I can tie this piece to this piece. And sometimes I do that without video, but I find it's easier when you see it from like a third person perspective. And then that's where I'll like kind of create combos that I later film and make a video of. But recently I've been enjoying just like, I haven't done that so much. I've just been kind of freestyling, and I like jamming to music and stuff, and just trying to... I've always admired Yuki Spencer for his ability to, what I would say is freestyle, where he's not thinking in his head like, oh, I'm gonna do this trick. He's literally just throwing the yo-yo, and then he'll do a few elements and then improvise where it goes next, and so you'll see him do an amalgamation of 5 tricks in different orders every time. Like, he's not planning anything. He just has such a library of concepts and mounts and transitions in his head that he can just pull up at any second, that he kind of just weaves through this field of tricks in different ways all the time. So I've been enjoying... That's really fun when you get into that state too.
Wow.
You're just kind of flowing, and it just feels good, and you're not thinking about it. So I've been, just enjoying doing that. But as far as the creation of tricks, I mean, you can't really explain that. It's just like what comes out of me when I'm playing,
Wow.
And it's not the same for everyone, and not everyone I think needs to like find tricks necessarily. Whatever you find enjoyment in. Like, I do other things in my life where I'm not as creative, but I really enjoy it. But yo-yo seems to be like a tap for me, where ideas come out.
Wow, that's awesome. I can't say the same. Well, actually, I kind of get like the zone you'd get into when you're just yo-yoing. Just like I totally get that actually. That's cool. That's awesome. All right.
And I do that. I'm in that zone too, doing other people's tricks. Like, I like learning.
Oh yeah.
Like it's more about just kind of a pure state where you're just playing.
That's awesome. All right. Did Jensen leave? I hear yo-yoing in the background.
Yeah, he's yo-yoing in the back.
All right. Bring him back in. Cameo. That was good, Cameo. But we got more questions. All right. Welcome back. So, I want to get into another thing about, let's talk about, ooh, you there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. I want to talk about, I don't know if you've seen, my Instagram comments.
I'm not sure.
Oh, you've probably seen them. They're I don't know why, but your sense of humor is on par with mine, I'm pretty sure. Or either that or I'm just weird and I think that. But on your Instagram, I've commented many things. Like, I think one of them was, I like dustpans. Other ones being like, Well, that was just kind of a real one when you posted a picture of those like weird cherry hell plants. I was like, those things look weird.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know if you could go back and find them, but there's many of them. It's something my friend and I have a laugh at because it's just like I'm extremely weird in real life with that kind of thing. But I feel like you could see the humor in that.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes, like on the comments, like it's just hard to get the context of like what people are saying.
Yeah,
But,
usually it is no context whenever I
Yeah.
comment. You'll just see like a random thing. So that addresses those. Surprised you haven't blocked me, but that's good. I was just wow. Like while I'm interviewing you, I'm getting memories of listening to Brave Little Toaster with one of my friends. Like legitimately, I think I still remember the lyrics. I like the first one. It was like, "Pretty nice guy, just wear black so you don't talk to me." Dunce to the was that it?
yeah, that's it.
Walking around awkwardly, talking to his feet. Oh shit. Oh damn, I remember it. I'm sure you've seen some of my art, and I've seen some of your art, and I really like your style.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. I think. Do you run the art Instagram?
Yeah, I do most of the time.
Yeah, you probably saw the picture I did of a Jeet Pie.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Was
Yeah.
tight.
But unfortunately, I have a lot of art with that one. People keep asking if that was mine, but unfortunately it wasn't. But it's still a really funny picture. But I do post art sometimes. It's just as weird as that. People could probably find it, but it's just a funny thing. I like art. I like your style of art too. It's kind of like a abstract, simplistic thing, but like somehow, how do you handle running a company? Like, what's the process of like getting stuff out in the market?
You just like make stuff is the hardest part probably, and like designing it and figuring out how you're gonna produce it. I'm so glad that One Drop exists because
Oh yeah,
a lot of the nightmare out of producing yo-yos, and they do it consistently. So
awesome.
big shouts out to One Drop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's sort of like the yo-yo thing. Like it takes like so long to build your own style and taste, and to know what you like and what you don't like, and to design stuff with like enough, I don't know, I guess subtlety that to set yourself apart from, because there's so many good yo-yos on the market. It's less about making something that's technically good and more about making something unique these days.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I dropped the phone on the ground. But yeah, that's a big big part of it. And then from there, it's like Charles and I mostly just fuck around.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like on the last video I did, I really tried my best to make something that was like fairly impressive, but I just don't have that, like, I don't know, like it's not flowing out of me the way it used to.
Mm-hmm.
And like everyone has like a prime, and I don't know, maybe someday I'll get back
No, yeah.
into the video side more, but these days I'm more about just like curating an overall experience, and you know, I still gotta like survive, so I'm trying to figure out how to just run the business so it's consistent and keep it fun. But it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of stress, to be honest.
I bet. Yeah.
When I was at CLYW, it was a lot easier to judge from an outside perspective. And then when you actually leave and you sit in the driver's seat yourself, we had some time to chill out. And now it's kind of just like a job. Like, we got an awesome job, and I'm thankful that I get to do this for a living.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's still like I got to produce product, and then I got to supply that product to the market, and I got to balance out, you know, supply and demand, and got to see what other companies are doing and stay a bit competitive. And I don't know, a lot.
That's awesome. Yeah. I've been doing designs for a while. I've been trying to find somewhere to like get them made. I have like, I know my university here has a bunch of stuff, and I know the guy that runs the things. They have a bunch of lathes and stuff. But
Nice.
I have a bunch of designs I want to put out. But yeah, I
Like producing them at very least.
yeah, that's what I want to try. So, the last question is, I'm still debating whether or not I could do this just to make it sound less weird of me to ask. But, what is the weirdest noise you can make?
Weirdest noise.
Like with my mouth?
Yeah.
Because I could probably like construct a pretty weird noise, but it would take me some time. What about you, Charles?
The weirdest noise? Well, what's weird, you know? What does weird mean?
Charles has a pretty weird laugh.
Yeah, it's like, what is it? Like
Well, like-
cackle? Like a hyena?
I knew this one guy, he laughed like this. He'd go,
Sounds like the fuck? Sounds like
and
a
he-
parrot.
So, I'll go with that.
Alright, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Like, I came into the cafeteria once, this was in high school, and I went, do you know what a donaire is?
No.
In Canada, we call them donaires. In America, I think they call them gyros, or
Oh.
doner kebabs in Europe.
Kebabs, yeah.
Like a kebab.
Oh,
like
kebab, yeah.
Yeah, like a seasoned halal meat pita
Oh,
wrap.
yeah.
See?
Oh, those are good.
Yeah, those are hella good. So I went to this place called High Voltage, and they do it in like a very Mediterranean style. They put like spices with oil on top, and then they put it in like a panini press.
Ooh.
So it's like half a sandwich, half a donaire. And it's amazing. Like you eat them a few times, and you're like, I'm addicted to eating these. These are the food of the gods.
Uh-oh.
So I realized this at a young age, and I go into the cafeteria at school with one. And this other guy, his name was, he went by the name JD Powerhouse.
Shady Powerhouse?
And he wore mostly all white Versace clothes. It was that, dude.
Oh.
And he was a cool guy. Like, when I got to know him, he actually was pretty fucking cool.
Oh, damn.
But, you know, he was definitely the alpha male. And I was pressing up on his donaire territory with some new shit. So, he was a staunch supporter of this one donaire establishment called Chomp's Donaire in Collingwood on the West End. So he had to represent his donaire manufacturer appropriately. So he laughed at my donaire, like I said, and he said, dude, that donaire looks like a fucking shingle. And then he went, ah!
Oh my god.
Laughed at me, and I felt fucking bad, but there was no reason to feel bad. He had the sauce, you know?
It's like a shingle.
I'll
That's
go with that.
that's
JD Powerhouse's laugh.
that's
Shouts out
awesome.
to JD Powerhouse.
What a
JD
name.
Powerhouse. It sounds like. You sure it wasn't like the 2003 world champion?
Yo, JD.
Yeah.
John,
Yeah.
Yo, Allier.
Yeah. Yeah, I call him DeVille.
Yogi. Yo, shouts out to JD. What's up?
Yeah.
But no, different guy for sure.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's actually a real guy. His name's Jared. Can't remember his last name, but he was definitely more ginger than JD Steele. And John, it's more gingery and less white Versace.
Oh yeah. Well, this has been a blast. Honestly, surprised you guys said yes to this. It was honestly really cool having you guys. You guys seem like awesome dudes.
Yeah, governors.
Yeah. And with that being said, thank you guys for listening. I guess I always say watching, but there's nothing to watch. It's just a screen with my face on it. But yeah. I guess with that, I'll see you in the next episode. I don't know who I'm gonna have on next. I'll find someone. Maybe just like a yo-yo account tries to be Gentry Stein with like 6 followers. Put them on. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching.
A Gentry Robot ghost account?
Yeah.
That'd be a great interview.
Hell yeah. I'll see you guys in the next episode.